Welcome to another weekly writing vlog. I am so glad you're here. Thank you for tuning in. Today I am starting the day off with some reading. This is my new bookish acquisition, The Betrayal. I got it in one of those blind date book things where they wrap the book up in brown paper and they write something about, you know, like a hint about what it is on the cup on the front. And I think this one kind of intrigued me and drew me in. So I'm about 22 pages in, and so far it's got a strong hook. I can see why it got a publishing deal. You know, I generally think, like, my phone cut me off, but what I was saying was I think reading a lot of different types of books gives me a really good sense of like what I want my next project to be, and keeps the ideas kind of churning away in my head while I'm still working on, well, it takes a long time to finish a novel, so you know, while I have something in progress, just reading widely and like experiencing as many different flavors of books as possible is just such a nice way to kind of think about potential plots and characters and all of this. And yeah, so that is the morning, some reading. Welcome to Friday! As I get closer to having a completed first draft of this project, part of me just wants to be like, go crazy, right to the end in one day. And the other part of me is like dragging my feet, because I know, like, I'll never be... Okay, excuse the phone call. What was I saying? Yeah, part of me just wants to finish this quickly as I can and get right to the end, and then another part of me is like, no, this process you have, writing 1,000 words at a time, it works, it stops you from burning out. You know, like, stick with the formula, Freya. But yeah, I'm kind of tempted just to do a binge writing session, so I don't know. I don't think that'll be today. I don't really remember where I am in the manuscript. I think I'm at the end of a scene, so I have to start from the beginning of a new scene, which always like feels a little bit more blank pagey than like often I'll be in the middle of, you know, things, and that's kind of easier in a way because I just have to continue from where I am. So it's a little bit more intimidating to start today, but I suppose eventually sometimes you do come to a point where wherever you end is the end of a scene. Like, it's not avoidable unless you consciously always work to finish in the middle of things, which I don't think is always worth it. So anyway, that is where we're at, and I will get the document open. And unfortunately there's no lighting of John Wick, so don't need to waste my matches. I am missing having a project candle. It kind of felt like a comfort, like an emotional support, sort of, in that there was something alive doing the time with me, sitting next to me, burning, just that light, I suppose. Anyway, silly. But yeah, okay, let's get started. I think what I found with that one was I'd kind of ridden myself into a corner. So it was kind of hard towards the end to come up with the next thing that happens in the story. But yeah, I suppose it's just, winding things down. It gets harder because you kind of have less options because of what you've already done rules out, possibilities and makes your options more limited. But anyway, got it done. I think now I'm going to do some reading. So yeah, happy that the words are on the page. Okay, so we've got some miserable writing weather working for us today. I would love it if it would start raining because that would kind of just make it chef's kiss delightful. But we'll see. Okay, welcome to Monday. I was working out before this and 2 minutes into every workout, I'm kind of like, oh, this isn't so bad, Freya. Why do you put this off for 3 days? Like, you could have done this. This isn't so bad. And then I am very quickly humbled and I realize it is so bad. And I was probably justified in my putting it off for 3 days. But anyway, we are here to do some writing. I am feeling, I don't know how I'm feeling about this draft. Like, I feel like I should be close enough to the end that I can kind of see every stepping stone I need to take to get to the end. But I'm still very much in the dark. Like, I can see a potential next step when I finish the scene. I can see like something that is an option that I could do, but I can't see every step that leads to the end. Maybe I just need to be closer. Maybe I'm not as close to the end as I think I am. But yeah, that is kind of where we're at. So that is kind of in the back of my mind worrying me a bit because I feel like I should know these things. But I guess that's the nature of discovery writing, is that you're not meant to know and it's meant to just kind of flow. But that anxiety is kind of creeping in and making things a little more difficult. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I guess I just today write to the end of the scene that I'm currently in, and then I think that will be the end of the chapter, and then I can kind of evaluate where the next chapter needs to go and how many more chapters there need to be. I'm very close to my my word count goal for the entire document, which is 65,000. I'm sitting on 62 at the moment, which is very, very close. So I kind of think like maybe if I can have 1 or 2 more chapters and then that'll be enough. I'm not sure. It kind of depends. I kind of need to zoom out once I finish this chapter, but I've got to finish the chapter first and then do the zoom out. So yeah, that is where we're at. And let's get started. Okay, you know what? I think we are in the final chapter. I wrote the end of that scene and then I kind of didn't know where I wanted to go in the next chapter, and I wrote a really short scene that's kind of a transition, and now I'm taking the focus off that character and kind of zooming out and kind of having him do something that has an impact on someone else and having that chapter focus on that other person. But yeah, I don't think I have very long left of this project at all. I think maybe another 2,000 words tops. Maybe I'll get to that 65. Maybe it'll just be another 1,000. I honestly feel like I'm really, really close, and that's really exciting. So yeah, it feels really nice to be here. I was kind of anxious about the ending at the start when I filmed that earlier clip in this video. And now I sort of feel really at peace with it. Like, I feel really like I've come to a good place with it. Yeah, I feel really happy with where it's going to end up. And I think it makes a good ending. It's not the ending that I had envisioned earlier on in this process. I don't think I saw it till today that I could end it this way. But I really like, I think it's gonna be really satisfying. And then I'm really excited to finish it and for someone to actually read it and tell me what they think of it. Because this project has gone on a very long time with no feedback and no one to kind of like ask, what do you think of this? Do you think this works? And so I'm excited to kind of have that kind of input somewhere. But yeah, I'm going to get on with my other work that I have to do today. And we will return possibly to finish this book in a later date this week. I don't know. I wasn't expecting to be here in this video, but here we are. Welcome to the next day. Now, normally there is more downtime between my writing sessions because I like to kind of let the juices of the story marinate in my brain, and kind of I sometimes find that time away from the project is as important as time spent working on it, because you're thinking about it in the background and you're turning things over and you come back ready to dive back into writing it. But I'm really motivated to finish this. So I'm just trying to ride that like wave of momentum all the way to the end. And we are in the last chapter. So it is the end. There's no other way around it. Like, it is the last chapter. I know it's the last chapter. There's no more after I finish this chapter that I want to put in. Well, there will be more when I go back over it and edit from the beginning. But like, the last chapter is the end. Newsflash. Alert the presses. Revelation. The last chapter is the end. So that's kind of, like, yeah, that's a really big milestone to reach in a draft, the end of the story. And it takes time to get there when you're writing a novel. So yeah, today I just kind of want to vibe. I'm not changing my word count goal. I know, like, realistically, like, the chapter's probably not longer than 2,000 to 3,000 words. So I could write that all in a day. But my goal is just 1,000, and we're going to see how that goes, because I want these words to be premium. I want to do the ending justice, even in this early version of the novel. So yeah, that is kind of where we're at, and get excited. Okay, let's dive in. Okay, this is just to show you us setting up the daily goal. 64. Okay, that's where we're at. Let's see how we go. Guys, I think I have a completed draft. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to get here today, but it just feels like I wrote 1,000 words and it just feels right. Like it feels like the end. So yes, I have a novel. Oh my god. Crazy panic, you know, disco station. Wow, that feels really cool. I love this feeling. It feels like, it always feels like such a big journey to get here. So many months of writing, and now I have a completed draft and I get to edit it and make it better. Oh, this is such a good feeling. Okay, I think that's all I really have to say. Like, I don't have anything else in my head. I'm just happy. Okay, so it's been a few days and my current plan is to do one thorough edit through of the manuscript before I give it to my critique partner. I have started this. I'm about 3 hours in and halfway through reading the book, just as a preliminary kind of going over. But that will be kind of where our next video, my next vlog, picks up with that that read through and what I'm feeling about the book as I reading it for the first time as a complete work. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you taking an interest in this journey, and I'd love to know in the comments like how you're going with your own projects and like any updates you have about your own writing or reading or anything you want to tell me about. Yeah, that is gonna be it. I'm gonna leave it here and I will see you next time.